I don't really know how to say this, but I think gaming companies for the rest of the year are just kind of screwed. All right, so the new Resident Evil Requiem or Resident Evil 9 just dropped a little while ago, and I had the pleasure of playing it. And let me tell you, it is the best parts of Resident Evil 2 Remake, 3 Remake, 4 Remake, and 7 and 8. This game's awesome. But let me tell you why. Off rip, you will go into this game realizing that the visuals are stunning. They're stunning. I played this on the PS5. I had zero frame drops, zero load times. There's no load screens. I think, is that a thing anymore? Are load screens a thing anymore? I feel like games don't really do that anymore. But there's no load times. I had zero stutters. Everything looked beautiful. I'm gonna be showing a little clip of me walking in the very beginning of the game. It's so nice. I was immediately appalled at how good the faces looked and all the weather and everything. Like, whenever anything's wet, if you see something that's wet, it will immediately look 10 times better in this game, I promise. As we get into some of the gameplay portions, uh, I will say, as I was saying before, Grace is kind of the goat here. Leon's portions. Well, let me talk about Grace first. Grace, as you have seen, is the more horror-focused portion. It's kind of like watching Ethan in the Baker's house, if you've played 7 or 8. He's terrified. He doesn't know what's going on. You're going through all this stuff, doing puzzles and whatnot, and she's freaking out. But the horror elements they really know how to, they make you feel like you're scared. You feel like a young white woman in the middle of this crazy house. um, from the different types of zombies that are in the game to the stalker enemies, like, I to be honest, I don't know what they actually call her in the game. I think they just call her Stalker, but the one that you've seen in the trailer, terrifying. She's terrifying. She's terrifying. It's it's so cool. Honestly, I wish they showed a little bit less in the trailers, but even then, I feel like the stuff they showed in the trailers is nothing compared to the actual game. I swear I thought that I was almost done like 15 times, and then they just kept going. It kept going. On top of that, you get those portions in between. At first, like, I thought, dang, they really don't have much Leon in this game. But you start getting him later on. Uh, but you get these portions after you've been struggling with Grace and you're trying to survive and you're trying to figure out where the heck to go. Leon comes in and you get to play as him and you feel invincible. Now, don't get me wrong, you're not. You will have struggles with these fights, and there are some portions that are a little hard. I'm not gonna lie. I had a couple portions where I did struggle, but you actually have ammo, you have guns. Leon has awesome moves that you've never seen before. Like, I don't know if you've seen, but you have like the Requiem gun and certain English. Certain portions, if you do a specific thing, I think if you like put your gun straight in their face, he'll have a specific animation where he'll like dodge around them and just blast them in the head. Amazing. Or if you kick them straight against the wall, he'll stomp their head in like an extra time to kill them straight up. Um, he also has a really cool parry mechanic with his axe that, I'm not gonna lie, I keep saying that. I gotta stop saying that. That he has a cool parry mechanic that I will say I did not really use until the very end. Use it. It's so good. It's so good. I didn't realize it was that good. I kind of thought it was like Ethan's, where it's like you gotta put up your guard and keep it there. No, you want to parry these moves, and when you do, it is disgusting the amount of stuff that you straight up block. You negate everything, especially during boss battles. Boss battles with Leon feels so nice with that parry. I beat the final boss, and you can parry like everything. You can parry everything. As I've stated before, it really does feel like the best parts of Resident Evil 2, 3, 4 remake, uh, as well as 7 and 8. They've really concocted this crazy story with all of those things. It's got like the horror elements of 7 and 8. It's got a awesome portion of what that same feeling you got in 8 when you went to the dollhouse. When you went to the dollhouse, if you know, you know. It's super terrifying. The gunplay feels awesome. It's straight out of Resident Evil 4 with the regular gunplay like in first person and then in third person. Or in third person, and then in first person, it does feel like Resident Evil 8. I did play with Leon in third person and Grace in first person. That's how they want you to originally play it. It does let you swap, so you can play first person on both, third person on both, or whatever. So I'm probably gonna try another run where I do just that, just swap them. But Grace feels perfect in first person. It's horrifying. It's scary. You're running away from things. You don't know how close they are, but you can hear it. You can hear everything. And then Leon's gameplay, obviously, third person does. I will say does work perfectly for him with all the crazy things. I have not tried first person. So it could be cooler. It could be cooler. I'm not sure how that looks, especially with all the crazy kicks that he does. But definitely give him a shot. Give him a shot. I will say the puzzles in this game are very fun. They were very fun. A lot of them were kind of, whereas Reanimal kind of had lackluster puzzles. This one had a lot of them where, yes, a lot of them were notes, where you'd read a note and then be like, oh, okay, now I have to go back over here, figure this out, and then now I can go here. But they kind of made me think a little bit. They had you go back and forth, figure out where you need to go. And what they do that back and forth thing that I feel like some people might get annoyed with. But when you do that, they make it so that it's constantly filled with something new. You never re-experience the same thing. As far as how long this game is, I took 10 and a half hours to play the entire story. That's what it said. I think 10 and a half hours is pretty good. Pretty good. I spent the last 4 days, or nights. Each night I played a little bit, playing for at least a few hours. And every time I'd think that it was almost over, there was something around the corner that just hit the fan. And don't get me started on just the story in general. The story in this game is so wonderfully crafted. It's got so many things from the past titles. It's got stuff that's going to kind of lead into what the future of Resident Evil is looking like, which at this point I have no idea. It's kind of I'll get into this in the spoiler section, but the ending of this game is bad crazy. My dog just ate something. I'm sorry. The ending of this game is bad crazy. And then even throughout the middle of it, it's full of these twists and turns, and it really makes you care for Grace. It makes you really feel for Leon, because he is back in Raccoon City, as you know. So this is kind of like a redemption story for him, with him not really being able to like save as much as he could have. So you do feel for these characters, and with the writing, with everything, it's really cool seeing everything just get super fleshed out. Now I will say the zombies as well, the different enemy variety. Even right off the bat, you know how a lot of games will throw a million of the same zombie at you, or the same enemy. Yes, there are a lot of the same enemies, but they all feel so different, and just different, you know? They're the same thing, but they all act different. They all act different. They have different things that they do, different little niche things. It's hard to say this without spoiling it. As well as the stalker type enemies. Those were very fun to take care of and kind of get around. And I'd love to see more of that in Resident Evil 10. Hopefully, if you've played 8, hopefully we get something with Rose in 10. I already know a bit of what's going on. So I'll tell you. I didn't mean to do a thumbs up. I'll tell you in the spoiler section what I think and my kind of semi theories. Uh, but yeah, it's going in a really crazy direction. You still have your over the top bosses with some like, especially the final boss. Uh, that you see in the other titles. There's always a crazy like kaiju level boss, you know. But with all of that put aside, this game's a 10. This game's a 10. It's a 10 out of 10. Um, I honestly, genuinely think it's the second month of the year, or third month now, I guess, with the review. I don't know if anything's beating this. Mugenics, maybe. Maybe. I'm not gonna lie. I have 110 hours of Mugenics. Resident Evil is a strong contender for Game of the Year. I don't know how things are gonna beat it. I'm hopeful because if if something does beat this, then we have had a amazing year. With the models being beautiful, the art style being beautiful, the storyline being well crafted, the voice acting, the enemies being terrifying, the overall environment being just so fresh and crazy. It's not dark and gloomy and like, you know, if you've ever played like other horror games, I feel like a big thing is a lot of these games really want to make everything black and gray and brown, and they think that's scary. No, no, it's not. It's not. You want to be able to see things. Like jump scares are a thing, obviously, but you can make things scary just like Resident Evil is doing right now by not making everything black and white. You can see everything clear, unless something's supposed to be hidden, but you can see everything clear, and it's still terrifying. It's still terrifying, and I love that. I love that. I love to be scared. If you know anything about me, it's I love the horror genre, and this is easily my favorite Resident Evil to date, and I am a 4 fan through and through. I loved 8, so my top 3 are easily 8, 4, and then obviously Resident Evil Requiem right now. It's so good. I really hope you give this game a try. If you do, don't forget to let me know if if I'm the reason that you actually played this game. Probably not. You probably already played this game, or you're planning on doing it because it's just that good. It's just that good. It's reaching out everywhere. But if you did play the game, let me know what you thought in the comments. Also, let me know what else you want to see me review, whether it's an old game, new game. I don't really know what I'm going to do. Eugenics is coming soon. Once I finish Act 3, which I am really close, we're going to be dropping that review. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.